Hello and welcome to this final match of the eSailing Nations Cup 2023 group stage. Tonight is Turkey versus Sweden. So if we go take a look at their groups, we will see that both of them are at the bottom of their groups. They won't be able to go into the semifinals, and they're basically battling it out to determine who will be third of the group. We might see some new faces in both teams as they've taken the initiative to make other players participate in the Nations Cup. So I think it's a great idea to kind of embellish their national team, as these players will maybe represent them in future eSailing events. In terms of format, well, it hasn't changed. We're still starting with the 2v2 mixed star race, but we can quickly have a look at the global standings to understand who is going to fight who in the next stages. There we go. So France will play against Poland in the semifinals, and Japan will play against Italy. The timings and the dates are still being discussed, but we should expect them next week normally. With me tonight is Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing tonight?
Good, thank you. Excited for this last round of the group stage. We'll see who gets third place in Group B, and then on to the quarters. I think both the quarterfinals are going to be good matches. Japan and Italy, I think, potentially be a close match. And France and Poland, there's obviously one favourite there, but it'd be great to see Poland hold it up. But yeah, for tonight, it'd be interesting to see some of the less regularly seen Swedish players on the racecourse up against the Turkish, and see how we get on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually as well very interested in seeing this Japan versus Italy. See what both teams can do against each other. I see that they're on the water, so we will be joining them any second now.
Did we have a Japan versus Italy matchup last year or the year before? I don't remember.
I don't think so, because I think for every year Japan has gone against France in the early stages.
I think you're right.
So yeah, they were always on
Right.
the opposite side of the competition. So on the Swedish side, we have CCO and Swede Sailor. I think these are familiar names. CCO being the female sailor in the Swedish team, and Swede Sailor being one of the top Swedish players in Virtual Regatta. And on the Turkish side, the Güler and Ada. This is the same duo that has been playing together since the beginning of the competition, if I'm not incorrect.
Yeah, I think they had a good match early on, but made a few critical mistakes, and I think lost their earlier match in the 2v2. I don't remember with the Swedish. They're doing a fairly good job here of keeping control on the start line and pushing the Swedish boys down a bit. That was a very late penalty there on who took that one, Ada. But they followed into the line, and I think actually they're going to get a great start. Looks like the Swedish boats are going to be OCS. Yeah, we've got one OCS, and
we might have even two OCS on the Swedish side.
Oh, that's painful. Two OCS, and Ada out to the starboard side of the course with Oma taking an attack shortly after. It looks like the left shift is already in, so they're in a strong position already.
Turkey on a strong start in this wind pressure in the middle of the course. Hey Tom Franklin and hey Zama Mixers in the chat. Nice to see you guys over here. What are your predictions on this match tonight, Sweden versus Turkey? I think it's going to be some tight battles, especially actually with the new players. So they might try to pull off new strategies or test out some things. Since this match will not affect their position in the remaining of the competition.
Well, they've got to play for third place, right? But,
yeah, they got to play for...
neither of them are getting through to the final.
Yep, exactly.
At the moment, Turkey's got a good standing here. I'm not sure they'll be able to close it up by the time they get to the downwind. They're going to need a bit more of a gap they're going to do that. They've not got much of the upwind left, so I think we're going to have. I think the Swedes are going to have enough distance to be able to get the shadow on them downwind and pull them back into the game. But we'll see how it goes.
Yep,
At the
let's
moment,
remind everyone
probably going to be
on the star, the wind shadow is lethal on downwind with a 40 to 50 meters, I think, wind shadow. This is usually
I
where
think it's more like 70 meters.
70 meters. Oh, my bad. This is usually where most of it is decided. So far, I think in the competition, in every 2v2 that we've seen, the outcome of the race was decided on the last bit of the last downwind leg. And
Yeah,
I
that's
won't
the
expect anything
usual
else.
play up for star, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah,
It's
yep. As Turkey
rare that you.
gets to the mark first over here in a 1-2 position, but Sweden will be able to attack them on this downwind over here.
Yeah, we're going to want to see Swede Sailor just trying to slow down one of the Turkish boats and get CCO back into the game. I'm sure everybody who's watching knows the score, but 2v2, last place loses. So as long as Swede Sailor can slow one of them down and not take a penalty himself, then they can get back in the game. CCO at this point really just wants to keep out of the way and go fast.
As the
Try
Guller
and
goes on
avoid
the
putting the wind
offensive over
shadow
here.
on. Yeah, this is going in pretty aggressive. That was a nice penalty. Just got the hook and came in on starboard. But it's not all over because CCO's got the shadow on Ada, and we're so far up. We've still got 300 meters left in this downwind, so Swede Sailor has still got the pressure on Omar as well.
Yep, so we have Ada and CCO on the right over here, and Swede and the Guller on the left. The Guller apparently going towards CCO, maybe to help out his teammate. Ada trying to push CCO away from her, but he's being chased by Swede Sailor. This is they need to be careful not to do some friendly fire. That was a great move by Ada, pushing CCO out of the way. But the Guller taking the penalty.
Yeah, it's a bit mixed up. We had Swede Sailor had a very strong position on the leeward side, and it's going to be the first one into the mark zone here. Which to be fair is going to be strong, although it looks to me like Swede Sailor hasn't broken the overlap, and Ada might still have priority going around that mark. Can't quite tell on spectator view.
Well, we started the downwind with
Swedish
a 1-2 for the Turkish, and now it's a 1-2 for the Swedes.
Yeah, so I was just going to say a complete changeover.
Yep.
The Swedes have got quite a nice position here. At the moment the shift's fairly neutral, but it looks to me like there's a big right shift coming in. The Swedish will probably just keep tacking on them here. If they wanted to try and gain a bigger advantage, they might want to try and push the Turkish boats over to the left-hand side of the course, into the wrong side of the shift. But at the moment they're just keeping the pressure on and keeping us off control there. Yeah, and Swede Sailor's just following the Gula. Not going to be a lot of distance gained or lost here. Shift is now starting to hit them. CCO is going to be well ahead by the time they attack.
Well, if CCO manages to escape, then the strategy for the Turkish is going to push Swede Sailor at the back, and so to make the Swedish finish with a 1-4 to get this round.
Yeah, but if the Swedish are paying attention, then CCO will probably wait at the top, or wait until the fight starts happening downwind, and then come back and assist. Because 2v1 in the star isn't a really strong matchup when you're the one.
Yep, especially on the downwind. So CCO first at the mark. She has a 30-ish meter lead on her teammate Swede Sailor. But the Turkish really close behind.
last downwind then. CCO is pushing on ahead so far. See what Sweet Sailor decides to do.
Well, he decides to
Sweet
move
Sailor
away from his teammates who will not put any wind shadow on her so she can go fast. Maybe not too fast just to make sure that, well, Sweet Sailor can escape the Turkish and not end up in a 1 in 4.
Yeah, to be fair, Sweet Sailor is taking the left-hand side of the course, which is obviously a strong position in the star, so that you have the leeward advantage once the jibe happens. Ada has ignored the fight and gone way over for the right-hand side of the course. I'm not sure that's the best option here, because if the Gula accidentally gets a penalty here in the fight with Sweet Sailor, you really want Ada to be close to pick up the pieces. But perhaps she's just getting a bit downwind before going back. Now, Sweet Sailor taking this fight very far left.
Yep.
And there's let's see, there's a right shift coming or a left shift looking downwind, which is going to make it difficult to get back in at that angle. Now on the jibe,
Maybe Ada
Toma
just went
still
straight
has.
in the center to kind of wait Sweet Sailor towards the center of the course and not follow the Guller completely on the left in case the Guller took a penalty. She could maybe still have the time to come back and cover him.
Yeah.
Unless they
At
were
this
maybe
point, it
just
looks to
confident in the
me
Guller's abilities. Put the penalty on
maybe
Sweet
just
Sailor.
yeah, at this point they're jibing back across. The Gula was didn't have enough to get into the for the
Guller in a
mark first, but
strong
now he's
position
got the
now.
hook. Yeah, very strong hook there. I don't think Sweet Sailor can get to the pin zone before the Gula can get the penalty.
And
He's
did
got
Ada
overlap and
cross
rule
first?
11.
I think Ada crossed first and Guller pressed the penalty on Sweet Sailor, so it might be a win for the Turkish over here.
Yeah, that's a win.
So that is a 1 in 3 for the Turkish and 2 in 4 for the Swedish. Is that the first time that the Turkish win their 2v2s?
I think it might be.
Well, we'll have confirmation of the score very
See,
shortly.
see RG Tyler in the chat. Yeah, absolutely spot on. Ada should have come back to help and played the 2v1 rather than 1v1. But at the same time, they still won it. The Gula played that very nicely, got the hook on Sweet Sailor, and didn't need any help at all. Next up, 3v3 offshore. See who we have in for that one.
So 3v3 offshore racer, we can probably expect a little like tight racing, the fleet staying tight together. So it looks like we have Karfi, Arda, and Sandkar. I think Sandkar is the first time we see him in the eSailing Nations Cup for the Turkish teams. And then on the Swedish side, we have Furan, Fashtan, and Dr. Kroll. Some familiar names and some new names as well, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Sandkar, but I think I've seen all these other boats before.
Well, looks
We're
like
on
the boats are
3v3.
in, so we will be joining them. So far, Sweden 0, Turkey 1.
Who knows who Sandkar is? Anybody in the chat or on Discord? Give us some information. We've got 50 seconds to go. And fairly even lineup. There's not a lot of space on the start line. And it looks to be a left shift coming off the start, which I think has already started to come in. A bit of friendly fire in the Turkish boats. Still got 30 seconds to go. Turkish boats look to be coming in much later than the Swedish boats. Usually fairly advantageous in the offshore 3v3. You can use the momentum and get up inside the opponent's boats and do a few penalties. So we've got 3 boats already sitting on the line with 10 seconds to go. In fact, everybody apart from 1 boat sitting on the line already. I'm going to get an OCS from the one at the committee boat. No, just
Looks like a
managed
clean start for everyone. Maybe the
Yeah,
first clean
surprising.
start we've seen
Oh, a
on the
penalty
offshore
for
racer.
Sankar. Yeah, we usually see OCS with somebody not anticipating the momentum or getting in too early or forgetting about the bowsprit.
Yep. Very true. Well, pretty even. Well, Swedish boats forcing the Turkish boats to tack and pushing
Yeah,
them
the Swedish
away.
boats are going pretty far to the right-hand side of the course. Now, they've got the starboard advantage here, but it looks to me like this shift's going to go a bit left. So I don't think they want to go too far. As I say that, they tack immediately. They're all coming over on port tack now to the left-hand side of the course to get into this left shift that's coming. The Swedish fleet at the moment has got a very strong position. It looks to me like Dr. Kroll can kill both of those boats out on the port ley line. There's one.
Yep,
Uses
and
penalties
Arda
of
decided to
coffee
tack
and has
away.
control.
Carfi might take his second here if he's not careful of Furon.
Yeah, Foran just probably quite smartly decided to put the tack in front instead of going for the penalty and just make sure that the Swedish can get 2 boats ahead once they get around the mark.
As the fleet approaches the mark, are we going to see some mark traps? Maybe a penalty for Arda from Dr. Kroll.
Yeah, there's a nice little move there, just taking the mark zone advantage and then tacking back on them. Dr. Kroll now needs to just spend all the time here trying to slow down these 3 boats so they can't get near enough to the front boat, to the front 2.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be the strategy in a 3v3. If you have this 1-2 position, then leave your last boat at the back of the fleet, trying to just cause mayhem in the opponent's fleet, just to give more advantage and more distance to your first 2 boats.
Yeah, for sure. 1-2 is such a strong position. Obviously, it's the win. And I'm not sure that, who was it, Carfi? I'm not sure that Carfi can get close enough to the front 2, especially here in offshore. You know, it's not a huge course. There's not a lot of places to take advantage. Looks like Sankar maybe forgot to put the spinnaker down there as they came around the mark. But they've still got Kroll behind them.
It's probably close to 3 seconds for the spinnaker to take down on the offshore racer. So yeah, you need to prepare before you finish your turn. Otherwise, you're gonna end up drastically slowing down as you start going upwind.
Yeah, and they need every meter they can get right now to see if they can get a boat close enough to Foran or Fatahan to be able to shadow them downwind. They've done a fairly good play here, the Turkish, in sending Kafi to one side of the course and Sankar to the other. When you're behind like this, often good tactic just to split the course, and hopefully one of the boats can gain advantage.
Yep, exactly. One lucky shift and you could be back in the race if you do this. So will that be enough? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think it is. They've got, 60 meters ahead. And it's not going to be enough with the offshore to get the shadow on and catch up downwind. That leaves
Yep.
Dr. Kroll at the back.
So that was very well
And,
played by the Swedish on that. Slowing down the 3 Turkish boats, making their first 2 mates just go fast in front and just stay in this position for
they
the rest of the race. They played
took a
very
very
well.
nice start.
Yep. Unless one of the Swedes disconnects. Sorry, I'm taking your taking your calling card.
Let's hope not. Then we'll have 1-1. I can see a nice close match.
Well,
That's
Fashtan
about to
and
hand over the
Furan
line.
are crossing, yep, the finish line.
Dr. Kroll might come in with a 5th place, maybe, with the shadow on Arda. It'll be right on the line. No, I think Arda's got
Yep.
it.
Well, that should be 1-1 for Sweden and Turkey. As we go check the scoreboard.
Next
Yep.
up, then we're going to have J74v4.
J74v4. Is the J70 your favorite boat, or is that another boat?
Possibly. Depends. I like team racing in the J70. It's always fun. You asked me the same question in the last
Oh, did I?
event. I
I'm
can't remember
repeating
what the
myself.
answer was. Yeah, the J70 is always a favorite. I do quite like the 4v4 setup as well for the J70. But the smaller team races, 2v2, 3v3, are great as well. In this one, we've got Khan back on the water, which is good to see, and Umut, as well as Omar and Ada again. So this is actually a strong lineup from the Turkish. And then we've got Seabear, Winner, CCO, and Dr. Kroll back on the water. One minute to go. See what the Turkish can do this time. They'll be looking to bring a point back. If they can get back up the scoreboard.
Yep. Well, that's what we're hoping for. We want some tight scores, some tight racing, some strategic racing, some last minute adjustments in the rankings, and well, I'm all for that.
Yeah, 30 seconds to go. I'm seeing left shift coming off the start line. Or at least there'll be starboard tack for it and then into the left shift. The Turkish boats at the moment have got fairly good control of the upper end of the start line. And one of the Turkish boats kind of pushing down towards the pin, making sure that the Swedish boats can't go too far. Yeah, they've kind of bunched all the Swedish boats up in the middle, which is a really nice tactic. Intentional or not, it's worked very well for them. Because they just put them all on top of each other and they didn't really have anywhere to go. It's got a fairly strong position in the middle of the fleet, controlling a couple of the Swedish boats, and was just able there to slow them down a bit and let some of the Turkish boats get ahead.
Khan
I said
and
left shift. It's
CCO
actually right
neck and
shift
neck.
coming from now.
So we see Winner and Seabear going to the completely on the left side over there, and as I say that, Winner has and Seabear has tacked.
Yeah, at the moment, I think this is looking very strong for the Turkish. They're going to have a good position when this right shift fills in. Dr. Kroll might be able to do some damage. Again, with the 4v4, if the Swedish can hold on to two Turkish boats and push them behind, then they'll be in a good position. At the moment, they're close enough to be able to do that. But the Turkish can do a lot of damage at this point and really close it out. I think the Turkish will probably be trying to get three boats at the front and close the race by the first windward mark.
Yep, so a losing position in the 4v4 is having position 7 and 8. I think regardless of the 1 and 2, if you have 7 and 8, you have lost this round. So with the 4 Turkish boats in the top 5 positions, they're in a comfortable spot, sure.
I think do the maths. I think even 1-2-6 and then 1-2-6 in last place still wins. So if you've got 1-2, it's very strong. So with that right shift being fairly strong, CCO and Dr. Kroll aren't looking too bad, but Euler on the right hand side has been able to put the pressure on CCO and just push them back. Oh, the very slow attack in the middle there from Umut. Not sure he knew where he was going, maybe just made a last minute decision to tag. And we've got 2 Turkish boats around the mark for sure.
Yeah, we got Guller first at the mark, followed by Ada, and then CCO.
Yeah, we can see Khan just stopping it now, slowing down the rest of the fleet.
And CCO did the
Making
same
sure
to
that
Umut. And yeah, Kam is just focusing on winner 20 right now. Umut is likely going to try
Khan
to
can
do a
keep
mark
those
tab
3
on
boats
CCO
behind
as
him.
well.
I think if I was a Turkish, I'd be telling Umut just to keep moving forwards and let Khan control the 3 boats behind. Oh, Khan hit the mark though, took a penalty there. That
That's
might have mixed
unfortunate.
things up again. Now the Swedish are close enough that they can call both the Turkish boats back again. Umut's getting a lot of shadow from all 3 of those.
Yeah, it's going to be
The
hard for
danger
him
for the
to...
Swedish boats.
Yep. As Khan puts a
The
penalty on Seabear over there.
yeah, very nice. Nice just starboard jibe and penalty. The potential advantage for the Turkish boats is that having 3 Swedish boats at the same time trying to attack is often very confusing. And if they're not if they're not communicating well with each other, they'll be jibing on top of each other, which is what they're doing, and getting in each other's way rather than slowing down the Turkish boats. So they've just let Umut get ahead now, which is not what they want to be doing.
Yeah.
I think Umut's going to be ahead going around the mark, although he's taken the unbiased turn. But he's going to be into the shift first on the right-hand side of the course. And now on the upwind, it looks like Umut's got the advantage anyway over Dr. Kroll and CCO. Winner's just now coming to put a bit of pressure on Umut. But just a nice tack in front from Umut, and Winner's either got to follow them with the big right shift that's coming, or tack off early. Now the same position again. I expect to see Umut take an attack fairly soon, just to make sure that he can keep in front of all 3 of the other boats. Khan is fairly close anyway, can do some damage downwind.
Yep. No, for sure, Turkish are in a very comfortable position right now. They're controlling the fleet.
Yeah, and Khan's definitely got 2 boats behind him at this point. He can just keep slowing these 2 down while his other 3 boats get ahead. The only hope at the moment, I think, for Sweden is that his boat on the left-hand side, CCO, can stay close enough to Umut to penalise Umut, or just slow him down
Yeah,
downwind.
there's approximately 20 meters between both of them. Do you think Umut is just going to go fast and fun, or is going to try to slow her down?
I think he's probably just going to keep moving forwards. Usually the best tactic here, just keep moving. Khan's got a good hold on the 3 behind. If Khan can Khan's probably going to stop here in the mark zone. Yeah,
And a
there's one
penalty,
penalty. You know, even if Umut gets beaten by CCO and loses one place, that's still a win for Turkey. So Khan's just got to make sure he kills all 3 of these boats and doesn't let them get anywhere near the fight ahead.
Well, it looks like he's already done a good job at that. All the Turkish boats are way too far ahead, I think, to risk being caught up by the rest of the Swedish boats.
Yeah, especially in this wind pressure. Let's race over. Some nice moves from Khan there. Just given 2 penalties, one at the mark and one by getting leeward and luffing. In the fight ahead, it looks like CCO will probably have the shadow on Umut. Yep. So we'll see if CCO can beat Umut to the line. It's not going to make any difference to the result of this race.
Yeah, it's fine. Even if Umut finishes up 4th, the round is for Turkey. As Khan takes the penalty this time.
That from winner, I think. The starboard jibe.
Yep, likely.
CCO couldn't quite make it at the line. Umut just beat him.
Yep. So 1, 2, 3 for Turkey. That was very well played on the Turkish side. The Guler and Ada just going fast in front, and then Khan having fun at the back, trying to put as many penalties as he can.
Yeah, it was a nice start from the Turkish. They set up nicely on the line, gave each other good space, made sure that Sweden didn't have any space, and then from there controlled the fleet. That means we're at 2-1 to Turkey. Match point for Turkey in the next one. See if they can win the round. And next up is Ilka 4v4.
So yep, Sweden will need to win this round if they wanna stay in.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Let's see it go down to the last race.
Yep.
A few different boats in this one so far. We've got Gekanel, Arda, and Sankar for the Turkish. Oh wait, this is 4v4. We're missing one boat for the Turkish.
Yep.
Sweden's playing Swede Trimmer, Sea Bear, Satan, and Winner again. And the
Yeah,
last
we were
vote
missing
for the
Umut.
Turkish was Umut.
Hey everyone who's joined the chat, and to whom we didn't say hi, say Pimpy, RG Tyler, Sweet Sailor, JL77, Pimpy, Alberto. Nice to see you guys here. Okay, well looks like everyone is on the water, so we will be joining them right now.
Yeah, interesting tactic from Turkey. It looks like they've decided to put Umut in this race to try and beef up their team in the Ilka. So that could be a good tactical advantage for them to have one of their better boats. The start line, it looks to me like we've got a huge pin end bias. With the shift coming in on the left-hand side, looks like left shift is already in. So in fact, that Swedish boat that's sitting over by the pin end that looks to possibly be taking a port tack start is likely going to have a big advantage. And it's going to be hard for some of these boats to get up to the line. They're sitting so far back. and the shift has gone so far to the left. Turkish boats, though, have got a nice spread up against the line. Once again, actually, they've got a very nice lineup. And Seabear taking a penalty start. Very slow penalty start. Not sure that was much advantage at all. It's worked out though. Yep, Seabear took a nice advantage with that. Just came out of the penalty in time, even though it was a slow approach. So actually, after Turkey lining up nicely on the line, it might be Sweden who's got the better start here.
Yeah, two
They've
Turkish boats
got-
took a penalty at the start of there.
Yeah, both Umut and Gekanel.
Yep.
I think.
And another penalty over there on Gekanel.
Oh, that was unfortunate. Turkish need to get as far forwards as they can at this point. Sankar is going way out to the right-hand side. But Arda, I think, has got control over both Winner and Fatahan, depending on which way these shifts go and where they decide to put the tax in. There's an attack coming from Seabear, a very nice dial down from Seabear on Arda. And that's actually going to mix things up a bit.
To answer your question on the chat that I see, are pen starts allowed in Nations Cup? They are not unallowed, so you can do them. They are authorized by the PROs, so the possible pen start that you've seen from the Swedish side is accepted. And it was a very nice start from the Swedes. Yep, some mixers.
Yeah, they've got a clear lineup here with 1, 2, 3. Unless they make any big mistakes here, I think this is going to be a win for Sweden. And that's going to put us on 2-2 into the last race. I don't want to call it too early. Anything can happen. Oh, that was Donny, the master of pen starts, asking if pen starts were allowed in the Nations Cup.
Yep. And
what do you reckon, Donny? Was that
Mamu.
Was that pen start good enough? The winner is going to be first round, followed by Seabear and Fatan. If they can just sail fast together, I think they've got clean 1, 2, 3. Nobody's going to get close enough. Yeah, Donny, I think I agree. It was a very slow pen start, but worked out with the timing. Managed to just pop out the other side of the boats and pop out from the penalty in time. I don't even remember which boat it was. I think it was Seabear on the start line that did the penalty start.
Yeah, it was Seabear, yep. Is Umut close enough to catch either Swedish boats into his wind shadow?
Yeah, Umut is close enough to Seabear.
Yep.
Good spotting. With, what's that about? 30, 20 meters difference.
Yeah, no, he's got him right into his wind shadow right now.
Yeah, this is going to be critical, and Umut is one of their better players, so I think we'll probably see a penalty here. Seabear, though, is fairly experienced.
Just need to make sure that Sankar is not... Yep. Fortunate for Umut, but Sankar is right behind, so he can take the... He can continue what Umut started.
Problem is, Gekanel is putting the shadow on Sankar as well and isn't letting Sankar catch up fast enough.
And it was a penalty on Sankar as well. Seabear defending his position really well.
Yeah, very nice play there by Seabear. I think a bit of a tactical mistake there from the Turkish, with Gekanel not giving not giving Sankar enough space to really just put the shadow on Seabear, because Sankar was then getting extra shadow and being slowed down. So, yeah, Umut's got a bit of space here, and Gekanel going the other side of the course. Once again, it's going to be a case of if the Turkish can get close enough to third place to pull them back. Swedish playing this fairly smart upwind, not trying to fight or anything, just getting into the right side of the shift and then keeping moving. I'm not sure that the shift's going to go in Umut's favour enough to give Umut any leverage to get back into the game here. And Gekanel and Sankara currently too far back. Yeah, Mo Mamo in the chat. Pen starts were forbidden in other fleet race events, and in some of the community team race events. They're also banned now, and we'll get disqualified for doing a penalty start, but not in Nations Cup at the moment. Maybe next year we'll see the penalty start banned in Nations Cup.
What's your opinion on that?
I'd like to see, honestly, I'd like to see the game engine account for those kinds of things, rather than having to retrospectively apply rules.
Yeah, for sure. Game engine, we're currently testing out the pen starts with the game engine. So far, it looks like it's working well. So maybe in the next update we can start testing it out with not just the beta testers. I think it's going to be a 1-2-3 here for the Swedish team. But I was thinking, if the game engine does counter the pen start, do you think we should still allow them or not in team racing competitions such as the Nation Cup?
I think that depends on the nature of the beast. It depends what that means for the play on the start line, because there's bound to be some other edge cases, which us the players will find. So there might be something else, whatever the next iteration of penalty starts is, that becomes that advantageous. At the end of the day, it's about the players at the top of the game trying to find just that little bit of extra leverage, whatever it is, small gains to get an advantage, whether that's against the rules engine or against the other players. So Zoma in the chat reckons team racing, you should be able to do whatever you want, without any kind of jury. That's the way that mostly we've been playing it. The last few years, team racing has always been down to anything goes. We've only seen rules coming in fleet racing, and then I guess more recently in some of the team racing.
Yep. So Sweden 2, Turkey 2. This is neck and neck, and the last battle is going to be in the 3v3 F50. Fastest boat in the game. I think we'll see a Khan return in the Turkish team.
Khan's only played one race, yes. We're going to see him in the F50. Who else has only played one race? I think Omar has played two already.
Yeah, Omar played two already. Yep. Let's see. And on the Swedish side as well. So we have Khan, Karfi, and Gekanel on the Turkish side, and Furan, Swede Sailor, and Swede Trimmer. I think I've seen Swede Sailor at some point in the chat. He better go back on the water and concentrate. Okay, well, looks like everyone is on the water, so we will be joining them. So with the F50, the start and the first mark and the first upwind is the most crucial part. Thank you, Seabear, for the follow.
Yeah, we'll not see any penalty starts here in the F50 anyway. Not intentional ones, at least. So we've got 1 minute. Looks like Turkish and Swedish boats lining up at the back of the box. A couple of boats going towards the front of the box, maybe going for a bit of speed. Who's the Turkish boat coming all the way to the front of the box? That is Khan. Yeah, it's fairly expected. You see a lot more of the more experienced players going for the start from the front of the box, where they can really just build up a load of speed go to the back of the box, dive around, and have a nice clean run of the line. Although it looks to me like Khan is super early. Yeah, he's going back again. 20 seconds to go. Turkish have got a fairly nice spread across the line. Sweet Sailor takes a penalty on the leeward side as he tried to luff the Turkish boat. So in fact, Farhan Turkey had a really nice start there. Nice
Yep.
3 boats clean ahead. Farhan is the only one who can do anything here, and really needs to break up this 1-2. Just slow down Gekanel and try and get the other Swede boat. Who is it? Sweet
That
Trimmer.
was friendly fire on the Swedish side.
Fire. To be fair, it was the best move that Sweet Trimmer could have done, because Sweet Trimmer just needed to go as fast as possible, and given the penalty to Sweet Sailor there so that they could keep moving was probably the smartest move here. Farhan now has got the inside advantage on this turn. Can take the left-hand side. Gekanel's going to have to make a decision here. It's going to have to be quick. They've done the tack.
Yep.
So I think, yeah, he's now got stuck in the shadow of Farhan. It's been smart play by the Swedish boats. Although we've got Khan at the front who can start doing some damage and slowing down the Swedish boats when they need to. Gekanel is going all the way to the left-hand side of the course. Which might not be the best idea with both of the Swedish boats behind them going over to the right. Might have just lost another bit of advantage there.
Sweden did not let that start go all the way for the Turkish. They stayed in the race, and Farhan did a great job at catching up with Sweet Trimmer, kind of forcing Gekanel out of that second place.
Yeah, now the Swedish have got a fairly strong position in the middle of the fleet, with Khan in first, Kafi and Gekanel at the back. The Turkish are in a losing position, so this is going to be up to Khan. Probably see him wait until the next upwind or put in a mark trap here. No, he's coming back now, and he's going to try and put a penalty on Farhan at the top mark. He's just missed that one.
Yeah.
Best just to keep moving ahead and not lose first place. Kafi at the back has managed to just get inside Swede Sailor for the upwind gate. But I think the action here is going to be at the front with Khan, as Khan has got to try and slow down these other two. Actually, at the moment, Khan doesn't have to slow anybody down. This is 3v3.
It's a win for
so a 1-4-5 wins. All they've got to do is keep Swede Sailor at the back. Gekanel and Kafi can just keep Swede Sailor behind them, and that's a win. Sorry, I was thinking of 4v4, but in the 3v3, a 1-4-5 wins.
Gekanel just barely misses Sweet Trimmer here.
Yeah, I thought maybe they're going to try and luff and just give him a little penalty there, but has probably just decided to play it safe. Sweet Trimmer is putting the tack on Kafi. Obviously trying to slow the Turkish boats down here. He's about to take a penalty.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bad move from Sweet Trimmer. Just tried to put too much pressure on Kafi and got too close.
He ended up trapped between Kafi and Gekanel, so nice sandwich from the two Turkish boats. 1-3-4 will win the race for the Turkish.
Khan doesn't need to worry about this too much, and Kafi should be able to tack nicely in front of Sweet Trimmer. Yeah, that's the only thing Farhan can do at the moment is come back and try and kill these two boats.
And Khan decided not to go around the mark and come back as well.
He's probably just waiting to make sure that everything's safe before he goes on ahead. He needs to make sure we get one more Turkish boat ahead here.
Yeah, they're really thinking their strategy through, that both teams over here, deciding to not go too fast and make sure that their teammates follow. as Ferran takes a penalty from Gekino.
Yeah,
And
smart teamwork
three,
from the
yeah,
Turkish.
excellent teamwork from the Turkish boats. 1, 2, 3. Maybe with a bit of luck, Ferran can catch up the two, Karfi and Gekino. But no, I don't
No,
think
it's
that
too little,
happens.
too
Yep.
late.
Very nice move over here by the Turkish.
Yeah, very nice 1, 2, 3 to finish it up.
And one little last
And
penalty for
penalty on
Ferran.
Ferran.
Well, wow. Yep, that was a really nice ending to finish this Sweden versus Turkey.
Yeah, that gives us 3-1 for the Turkish.
3-2 for
Sorry,
the
not
Turkish.
3-1. 3-2. 3-2 for the Turkish. Sorry, Sweden.
In just the way we like it. So Turkey taking the first round, then Sweden taking the next one, then Turkey, then Sweden, and then Turkey. So that's the best games in my opinion. That was really nice racing on both sides. Really nice strategies.
Yeah, very nice. It's
Yeah.
nice to see some of the lesser seen players on the water getting some coverage in the team racing.
Yep, for sure. For sure.
As well as some old favourites like Khan.
Well, we knew Khan was gonna go in the F50.
Yeah.
I think he really likes this boat, and he's been doing the F50 well throughout the competition, and I don't think Turkey changed their lineup that much. Omer and Ara were still in 2v2 and in the J70. Khan was in the J70 and in the F50. So they kept some of the OGs there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
final
that's good.
score
Did you see?
2-3. Yep, final score 2-3. Exciting match. Very nice finish on the Turkish side, but very nice comebacks on the Swedish side as well. Thank you everyone for joining. This was Oscar and Kavan. Sorry, Cavan. Kavan. Yep, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next time for the semifinals. So semifinals is going to be, well, we can have a look at the global standings, as the top will not change. France will go up against Poland. Japan will go up against Italy at some point next week. The dates and the timings are still going to be confirmed, but you will be made aware by in-game news, social media, and on the Discord, obviously.
Great. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching, everybody.